Okay, hey guys, and welcome. So, in the last video where we did the Fire Proc Druid, it seems to have triggered a lot of people. As a matter of fact, I only had one positive comment where somebody acknowledged that, oh, end game builds require end game gear, right? So, thank you for that person for keeping things reasonable. For everybody else, honestly, guys, like my algorithm tells me, or my statistics in the back end tell me most of you are grown men in your 30s and 40s. Okay, it's past time to like be a crybaby. Okay, if you don't like the type of content that I'm putting out, you're welcome to visit any other number of channels producing similar content or something entirely different. No one's forcing you to be here. No one's forcing you to watch my content, okay? If you hate watch my content, thank you very much. It helps boost the algorithm. It helps bring more viewers. If you leave me bad comments, thank you very much. It boosts the algorithm, it boosts my engagement, it brings me more viewers, more subs, and it brings me that much closer to monetization. So thank you to all the haters. Okay? But jokes aside, guys, I'm not here to upset people and to make videos about content they feel is out of reach. But guys, I'm a young channel. Stick with me. We're gonna be making content for years to come. Surely we will cover the types of content that make you happy. Okay. I just had this idea for this Fire Proc Druid, and I really wanted to share it with people. And for the most part, it seems to be having high engagement. Okay. So, anyway, in response to that video, I'm making this video. Okay. And we are going to absolutely obliterate hell. And for all of you guys that kept making it seem like I'm making these wacky, out of reach builds, I'm going to hopefully silence you and show you that no, you don't have to make, some ridiculous out of reach build. And you can do very well with a very affordable build. In fact, I would go as far as to call this a budget build. So, okay, let's see how it does, and then I'll show you the skills and gear, and hopefully we can become one unified, you know, entity here, guys, and get back on the same page about just enjoying Diablo 2 content. This is not about, like I will never please everybody, and I'm well aware, so that's fine. But I just couldn't believe how many people were upset with just how unattainable they thought that these builds were, etc. So this is my answer to it. As you guys can see, I'm absolutely slapping the content. My summons are dead because, of course, we're playing on players 8, and I've run out of mana. So if I just had some, I should have gotten some pots, but you guys get the idea. I slapped everyone else. I mean, we've even got some thorns on me, apparently, that's doing some work, so, okay. Alright, so you guys might be wondering, so what's the gear, right? Okay. So nobody liked the double phoenix, okay? Apparently double phoenix is out of reach. The audience says too many Vex runes, okay? So this is my answer to that build, so guys, bear with me. Our first in slot, okay, weapon, Malice, okay? I do not want to see in the comments anybody tell me they cannot find these runes. If you cannot find the runes to make Malice, please, right now, delete your characters, uninstall Diablo 2, and go play Candy Crush. Or go play some other, game that doesn't require too much brain power, because obviously you cannot handle this, alright? Next up, we have a unique item, Storm Shield. Ooh. You can find Storm Shield on Helm of Thistle. I don't want to hear anyone tell me this is an out of reach item. Yes, I have placed a 5/5 Fire Facet because this is a Fire Druid. If you cannot find a Fire Facet, you don't need to have it. This is just to put it over the top, okay? I'm sure someone's going to get in the comments and say, but your Facet is perfect. It's 5/5. Okay, but it's a level Facet. I didn't put a die Facet in there just to make you guys happy, okay? Same thing with the helmet. Okay, this was a die Facet, so shoot me, whatever. We've got Cereburst Bite, okay, +4 to shape-shifting skills and allows us to put a fire facet in addition to 120 additional attack rating, some life stolen, and some open wounds. Very nice helmet, okay, even for a fire build. You could use Jala's Mane, you could use rune words in here, you could make a flickering flame if you find a nice base. Yes, it requires a Vex Rune. Again, I'm of the opinion Vex Rune is not that hard to come across. I have found plenty. I've also found plenty of Gull Runes. 2 Gull Runes and 1 Ruby gets you a Vex Rune. Okay, it's not that hard, guys. But anyway, I digress. He's wearing High Lord's Amulet. He's wearing Treachery. Again, if you cannot find these runes, I can't help you. Okay? It's not that the game is too hard, it's that you're not good. That's pure and simple. Okay? Dracul's Grasp. Okay? You find a ton of these. Again, just run Hell Mephisto, Andariel, the Pit, things like that. You'll find a pair eventually, I promise you. I find them every ladder without fail, several pairs. Okay, same with String of Ears, same with Gore Rider. If you cannot find these on your own, you can trade for them. I'm not going to start telling you where, but you can use Google. There are several trading platforms. While I don't endorse or encourage that, it's an option. You can trade in game by making a game, you know, Lemrune for String of Ears or whatever it is you're trying to trade, okay? Then we've got a Ravenfrost. Yes, I realize it's a perfect one. I had this from the previous build. It doesn't need to be perfect, please, guys. Don't get in the comments about, oh, it's perfect. I'll never find one. It doesn't need to be perfect. Cannot stress enough. Your gear does not need to exactly match my gear. Same with the Bull Kathos. If it's a 3% instead of a 5%, just as good, okay? Now for the charms, because everyone was getting at me about the charms being out of reach. Guess what? I've swapped them all for plain shapeshift skillers, okay? If you cannot find a trade for these, I cannot help you. I keep repeating that, but it's true. I've also put on the worst Sunder possible at minus 90%. I've switched all the 3 2020s to 17 life small charms, and I've even switched out the Anilius and the Torch to the worst possible ones that you could find, okay, guys? I don't ever want someone telling me I don't care about my audience. I don't make content for the people, okay? I was literally reading all the comments on the previous video this morning, right? Getting into it with people in the comments who are trying to accuse me of this and that because I don't make relatable content. It's all out of reach, yada yada. Oh, okay, guys. All right. Well, here it is. I don't know how much more attainable, relatable, every man's build you can get than a Malice. And like on the swap, you have a couple spirits. Okay, helps you to boost your skills when you're casting into your form, when you're raising your summons, things like that. Okay, let's get on to the skills. So how did we build this? This guy also clears players 8. I don't want there to be any ambiguity about that having been players 8, so let's show you. Sliding skill says players 8. We did clear the monsters, sure enough. So we have maximum fire claws with 1 point into literally all the other skills. This is all boosted by plus skills, okay? And then the 2 synergies for fire claws. For summoning, we did 1 point everything. We maxed dire wolves and put the rest into grizzly. This is purely by choice. As you guys could tell in Players 8, they don't survive very long. This build didn't even have a mercenary, okay? I was going to put a mercenary in there to try to make it more effective, and it absolutely would. But I wanted to get the point across that a fire-based druid can kill Players 8 content however you build it, for the most part, okay? I don't even have my maximum attack frames in terms of attack speed. As you can tell, neither of my weapons have increased attack speed, and my only source is the 45 from Treachery, in addition to my werewolf increased attack speed, okay, which isn't very much. Even at the max, it's 70, okay? So you do the math, okay? 45 plus 70, 115, I believe. It's not that much attack speed, okay? So I'm pretty sure that's not the maximum cap of attack speed with Phase Blade. But anyway, so we've got that. I don't have a call to arms, as you guys could tell. My switch is just two spirits to enhance our casting skills, and our life does not even exceed 3,000. And I have no mercenary again. I just want to drive the point home. I have no mercenary. If I was to hire like a Holy Freeze mercenary, or perhaps an Act 5 Frenzy mercenary with like dual Voice of Reason phase blades or something, none of my summons would die. My druid would never die. The cold damage would make it so everything is extremely slow and killable. Okay. Now, this build does not kill as fast as the other two builds that you guys saw in the previous videos, but he still has healthy damage. Okay. And even more on the swap. And he can still clear player Z content in hell. Okay. So there you go, guys. No mercenary, no top end rune words, no top end charms, no top end uniques, and he still kicks butt. We're not using any of the new jewels. We're not using any of the things that could take this build like way over the top. Okay, some other options you could consider. You could also wear like a Raven lore. It could give up to, I believe, -15 to fire resistance, which can be further boosted by either a facet or one of the new jewels, one of the protector jewels. There's all sorts of variations. Okay, you could go with a four-socketed shield with all facets if you want. You could switch out the weapon for just like a faceted six-socketed phase blade. Literally, the options are endless. Okay, guys, so have fun with it. Don't forget, it's just a game. We're all just having fun. I've poured over 25 years into this game, and I'm telling you, I've lost a lot of characters in hardcore. I've lost a lot of items. God knows I've lost a lot of time. And it would all feel very bad if I wasn't having fun. So the main thing is you're having fun. It's a game, right? So if you're not having fun watching my videos, if you're not having fun playing this game, take a break, touch grass, um, go outside for a bit, take up a different game for a while. Sometimes I like to cleanse my palate and play a different game for a couple of days before I get right back into D2. Let's be honest, we're addicted, right? But there's many things you could do that are not Diablo 2 if this is frustrating you or giving you stress. That's not what I want. That's not what my content is about, and that's not what this game is about. Okay, guys? So get your heads right. By all means, continue to hate on my content and give me the engagement, but I think you're misunderstanding, okay? I'm putting out content that's supposed to be fun, but most importantly, inspiring. I'm trying to inspire people to come up with their own builds. You don't have to follow what I'm showing you. What I'm showing you is a template for inspiration. I want you to think of other items you could pull out of the builds I'm showing you and replace them with other things, right? How can you turn one of my S tier builds into a budget build? Maybe it doesn't clear players 8, but maybe you built it for less than an umrun, right? So there's different ways to look at the game, play it, enjoy it. I think I've made my point. For everyone that I made fun of in the comments, you've been good sports. I don't really mean any of it. If I call you a crybaby, it's only because you're acting like a crybaby. It's kind of funny to call a grown man a crybaby. But also, like, again, it's a game. I think you guys are losing context here. Don't take it so seriously. If you don't like my content, honestly, that's okay. Have a great day, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. And we are going to put out some merch, probably with things like like a paladin crying and like with a little speech bubble saying something like, I can't find high runes. Wah, things like that. For you guys, right? All the people that have been crying in the comments. And you're welcome to buy that merch or not. It's whatever. Anyway, catch you next time.